Hi guys, welcome back to Trend Talks. I'm Irad. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We're almost like I can smell 5,000 subscribers. Like literally, we're just tiny bit and we hit 5,000 subscribers. So kindly continue spreading the word and tell a friend to tell a friend that there's an amazing community that's pro Harry and Meghan, and their support will be highly appreciated. And of course, if you're up for it, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates from this channel. Now, let's get to it. We know Harry and Meghan are the real deal. We know that the leftover royals made the biggest mistake the moment they let them go. The moment they treated them so badly, the moment they threw them to the UK media like garbage to do whatever they want about them, and then they orchestrated this smear campaign towards them. So we know that. So I'm on X on my timeline, and I see a repost of this BBC presenter who called it from the get-go, and now he called it back then when they stepped down as working members of the royal family. And right now people are like, you were so right, you were right. Like, it's been 4 years down the line, you were absolutely right. And to think back then, when I went under this tweet to see, okay, what did he say? And to see the backlash that he received, this man got so much backlash for saying what's true. And it's been 4 years later, and he was right all along. So let me get into it so you guys have an understanding of what I'm talking about. So you have a former BBC correspondent who's called, hold on. He's a correspondent and presenter called Peter Hunt. Is what he said. This is a tweet. The House of Windsor have lost their two superstars. There's none left. It's not a good look for an ancient institution that relies on the hereditary principle. That two of its prominent members were desperate to break free. So this is the tweet he made back then when Harry and Meghan stepped down. I went to the comments and this man was dragged. The derangers were all over there. I said, how dare you call them superstars? We don't care. Let them leave. We have Mumbles and Bulliam, who are the true superstars. They went on and on again. And now it's 2025 and this man was proven right, because Harry and Meghan are really, really thriving and they're doing good. And they actually just still are superstars. Like they were back then. They actually even are bigger than superstars. Unlike the leftover roles. So this tweet made, on my timeline, popped up on my timeline, and to see people say, hey, you were right, and just revisiting all these comments and people how they were dragging him, saying no, Harry and Meghan will not make it, they'll come back crawling for money, or they're not going to survive outside, that no one will remember them. I saw a lot of them say no one is ever going to remember them. This is why I did this story, because I want you guys to see that it may be an old tweet, but this guy was onto something. So many people thought the minute Harry and Meghan stepped down that they will never amount to anything. That the minute they stay away from they walked away from the farm, they're going to be miserable. No one is going to remember them. They're going to just be broke, failures. That is what they've always wanted. And now it's 2025, my beautiful people. Look at our faves. Look at them. The Netflix still fantastic, right? They're even in talks for another one, right? Meghan has a business brand, a lifestyle brand, in partnership with Netflix, doing super good. She launched a wine, a rosé. Who knew that? Prince Harry, look at Travelist, has been nominated for an award. Super impressive. Look at Invictus Games. I am so proud of Harry. Look at what Harry has been able to do with Invictus Games to a point. Bulliam is so jealous of the achievements of how far, like what he's been able to accomplish with Invictus Game. It's global right now. It's literally massive. Everything Harry touches, it turns into gold. Everything Meghan does turns into gold. So I was so excited with this because it has, it proves all these haters wrong. And all along, this BBC correspondent was right. And people dragged him back in the day. If you look at the comments, it was brutal. And people were like, you had balls to say that. To call them superstars, you had balls. Well, look at the leftover roles. Look at the monarchy. The numbers are dwindling. It's losing interest. People are no longer interested in the monarchy. There are calls to abolish the monarchy. Look at Bulliam and Mumbles. People are sick and tired of how lazy they are. Mind you, they're taxpayer funded. What do they do? What do they contribute to whatever, to the society? Nothing. Look at Bulliam. Look at Artshot. A flop. Mumbles literally is the queen of launching. She's the launching lady. Launching this early initiative. I'm launching this. Would never see progress. It dies down. She does not work unless it's something to do with cutting ribbons or just watching tennis. That's it. And to see these presenters, words come right like, yo, you've lost on superstars. You lost the two biggest superstars. And to see people drag him back in the day, say, yo, how dare you? They're going to be back. They'll crawl begging for money. And right now, our faves are cashing in, making money. More popular than ever. Actually, ever since they stepped down, they became more popular than ever. Because they dared to go against the farm. No one has ever done that in history until Harry and Meghan came along. So even in years, they will be remembered. They'll go down in history books for, stepping down from, that, going against the farm. I know there's this campaign, smear campaign towards them, but people who are not brainwashed by the UK media can clearly see the truth that these two love each other and they've been abused, they've been treated so badly by the leftover royals and by the UK media. So I was so happy when this tweet landed on my page and see Scotty's interact with it. It was like, hey, you were right. It's been 4 years. Look at them right now. People say they will fail. People say that they're going to crawl back. People say they're going to never. No one is going to remember them. Well, turns out the world actually knows them. The world remembers them and the world is so proud of them. The world is so proud of them for getting out of that toxic institution, standing so strong, being able, fighting for their love, being strong, and despite everything they've been put through, they get to still have a big heart for people. They still want to make change, to bring awareness to causes. They just want to do good. This is why people love them. This is why they're such a successful duo, because their hearts are in it for good reasons, for good, genuine intentions, unlike the other leftover roles. So, yeah, Hunt, you are actually right. So here are some of the comments based on this entire story with the same Peter Hunt story, after saying you lost the two biggest superstars and I don't think you guys are ever going to heal from that. Well, they have not and they never will. So you have Mystic says, thank you for saying this, knowing full well the hateful royal clans will come backing. The world sees it exactly. Say you see it. So kudos to you for stepping up and saying it. Kudos, because he was really dragged. Then Rayson says, that's because the House of Windsor didn't protect them. They would have been amazing ambassadors for the monarchy and Commonwealth. But the jealousy was palpable from the top that they couldn't handle it. Hence, would prefer them gone. The monarchy and royal family are now irrelevant. Then the Truth is Fair says, this truth has always been visible to the Brits who have not been brainwashed by the media, whose mandate is to promote the royals at all costs by unscrupulously lying to the Brits, not to mention the invisible contract between the monarchy and the media. Bluebird says, Harry and Meghan were the reason I became interested in the royal family again. Hadn't paid much attention since Diana. By the way, did William have an affair or not? That got nipped out pretty quickly. Daddy says, I'm so happy Prince Harry took the right decision for his wife and children. Bless them. Bless them. And AMC says, the British royal family grossly miscalculated and underestimated a self-aware woman who knew her worth and how to earn her own money before joining them. No one boxes women like Meghan into a corner, except maybe their mom, who holds a summit to determine how someone lives the rest of their life without them. Good one. Francis says, yes, they've lost them indeed. And then Candy says, free to love, free to give, free to be who they want to be, away from the expectations of a cruel world that will destroy their love for one another if it could. And then Kay says, what a difference 4 years make. Mr. Hunt, you told no lies with your statement. Harry and Meghan are thriving, being celebrated for their philanthropy on a global scale, while the royal family popularity is sinking into the abyss. Very true. Then Goose says, considering his loyal military service and great charitable work, I think Harry deserves to lead his own life. Then Montecito says, Peter was so right. 3 years later, and it's so obvious now the ramifications of the departure of Harry and Meghan. If only Charles had hired Peter to objectively advise him, things wouldn't be as disastrous as it is today. The advisors he has obviously don't have a clue what they're doing. Tracy says, Peter talking sense. The farm lost the best two people, and that's Harry and Meghan. Then Dar says they should have known what they had when they had it. The Queen failed to publicly protect them as an asset to the family, and she left the backstabbing behind palace walls continue. To say how valued they are now after sitting back for 2 years in silence is a slap in the face. And then Gardiner says, if Will and Kate haven't shone in 8 years, they never will. They just don't have that it factor like Diana and Harry and Meghan. Harry is Diana's son and Meghan equals him. They will shine globally, not just Britain. True. Saul says, the royal family has never been good at seeing what's right in front of them. They're an entire family of blind mice leading each other right out of existence. Then Jay says, Peter, you were so right. Now in 2024, look at the mess and pathetic state of the royal family. Toxicity and blandness. They thought they were driving Harry and Meghan out for their spotlight. Now Harry and Meghan's name have to be mentioned with any of the leftover roles to get some traction. This is just the start. So that's what's happening. I'm so glad this tweet landed, and to see that he was right all along, and to see people tell him, at least give him a shout out, say you were right all along, because back then he was really dragged. It was so bad. They're like, right now to see him being told you were right all along. And of course we can see it. Look at how amazing our faves are doing. They're thriving, and the monarchy is just in shambles, and the predictions failed because our faves are really, really thriving and super successful and more popular globally. Let that sink in. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, remember to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. I'm Emerald, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.